Welcome back to Radio Taiwan International. You're listening to Geek Out. What's your cup of tea, tickles your fancy, or floats your boat? Join us as we share Wow, I don't even know my thing anymore. Passions from people in Taiwan and around the world. I'm your host, Michelle Chang, and today in the studio we have William Lau in to talk about, what are we geeking out about today?
Oh, I think today we talk about some of the fortune teller, or maybe like a tarot card, or astrology, or not only in the Western astrology, also Chinese astrology.
Yes, I perhaps have a lot of fun with Western astrology, Western tarot, the weight system. Pull it out when there's friends around, and it's a lot of fun to see what your future is.
Yeah.
Or answer some questions. So I'm glad you're in. Can you tell me how you got started?
Yeah, I got started 9 years ago.
Oh, okay.
It's a long term.
Wow, so it is a long time.
Yeah. At the beginning, I'm the guest of the other tarot grandmaster, and then I find, wow, I spend money. I have a friend, and we are both very good and also enjoy about the fortune teller.
Yeah.
But he is very good about the Chinese system, and then I have a more interesting about the Western system.
Okay.
Kind of there.
That's a good partnership. One person does the Chinese side and the other person does the Western side.
Yeah, I think that's good partnership.
But then what made you think that you should do this like professionally?
At first, I just think that's for fun because I think, oh, he can do that, and then he charge over things, and then I think maybe I can try.
Yeah.
So I buy some tarot card, and then at first I just one by one, like when I go to any social media,
social gathering,
something like that, and then I tell them, hey, I know I'm kind of fortune teller. Do you want to test some about your fortune?
Yeah. Do you have a question that you want to ask?
Yeah. Do you have a question?
Yeah.
And then people say, hey, I have a question, and I say, okay. Let me make sure your problem, and then I get a lot of different data.
Well, I think a lot of people are very open to this kind of fortune telling. There's many different kinds, but specifically tarot, they respond well to the artwork and then the process of different spreads of cards that you can read. So most people find it really interesting. When did you start, for example, charging money?
Because I have a real job, right? This is kind of my part-time job because I have a long term to do these things for like my interesting or my fun, and then I already tested a lot of different friends, and then got a lot of data, and they tell me, say, oh, you are really good about that, you should charge. And then also I have a student. I have a student real now. I find my student like this one become his real job.
His actual job is to read tarot.
He just do this online.
I see.
And then, this is very interesting because I teach him some skill, right?
Yeah, some techniques.
And some skill. And then he's very young compared with me. And then he become his real job and say, wow, I never think, that can become a part-time job and I charge money, because I think, I just make friends.
Yeah. I think the internet has changed a lot of things. Before the advent of the internet, it's very hard to do a job like fortune telling professionally as your sole job. Your primary job, I should say. But today, because there are so many communities online, you can set up your own website, and that way people can find you from anywhere in the world, really. So you don't have to travel to a store or like an office of somebody in order to get your fortune read. Now you can just, click a few buttons and then you can speak to somebody.
Yeah, that's true. Before, I think he used the Shopee system.
Oh.
But now, because Shopee system, their charge system has some problem.
Ah, really? Okay, let me explain. So listeners who don't know what Shopee is, in Taiwan, it's kind of like Amazon, right?
Yeah, it's Amazon, but it's come from China Mainland.
Right. It's kind of a shopping platform. If you go on there, you can search for just about anything. You can buy clothes, or you can buy, tools or
anything you want.
Anything you want. So apparently, you can also buy fortune telling.
Yeah, but that's before, because now this system asks you need to have the real goods.
Oh, you need a product. So you can't do services now on Shopee.
Yeah, you can't do service.
I see. Yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, but before they can do that. So, but they changed their
systems.
The policy, I think, because now very liar things happen. So there will be problem.
That's true. There are always scams
Yeah, scams.
Yeah, people who, just not great people who will try to, take advantage of anything really. So today you do it as your part-time job, although you've had a student who now does full-time.
Oh yeah, I mean, I also can like my friends or my student become a formal job, but now I can only say nah, not yet, because then this money can't interest me.
Yeah. It is, any service industry job is hard because it really depends on, especially in this kind of situation where you're selling service by session, it depends on how many sessions you can do to make a minimum salary, right? So it's a little scary.
Yeah, especially this kind of things. You can search for the Instagram. A lot of people do the different things. There's some people can use a magic.
Oh.
Personal magic production.
Oh.
You will be very expensive. Maybe more than the 89,000 Taiwanese dollars, something like that.
Oh, are we talking about like Western, like Wiccan magic, or are we talking about?
They like mix.
I see.
They like mix. I mean, I don't know what kind of confidence they can charge over some.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
89,000 NT dollars is a little under 3,000 US dollars.
They can make the spirit in less, but it is not my. I don't have.
It's not your specialty.
Yeah, I don't have any experience about that. But I just very confused. I said, "Wow,
that's a lot of money."
Yeah, I'm confused. See, so if there's anyone buy this production, I want to know. They really
does it work?
Is this work?
Yeah, does it work? I mean, I have. For example, looked up Wiccan spells for, bringing in money or cleansing your new house, that kind of thing. But it's like, I would never pay somebody $3,000 to do that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. Because
my own opinion. Maybe if you have money, you want to try it.
But recently, there's a movie very popular. It's called 周处除伤害.
Oh, I have to look this up.
You don't know? 阮经天, you know this star?
Yes, but I haven't watched this movie.
You don't watch it? Okay. I don't.
I don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I don't spoil.
Okay.
Of course, but I can only say this inside has some religion.
Okay.
It's not the formal religion.
Okay.
Some of the confidence has some mistake inside.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it is a movie, so if they're a little bit inaccurate, I feel that's kind of okay. But yeah, don't spoil it. I'll watch it though.
Of course I don't spoil it. Yeah.
So when you do fortunes for people,
yeah.
I'm sure your friends have all told you that you're very good at this, so you should charge money. What do you feel is the most difficult of trying to, help someone answer a question or tell the future?
At first, I think most of the people they just use a very chaos way. Like they say, "Oh, I want to know that's good or bad."
Like for example, like what's a question that's too chaotic?
Like say, I will marry some of guys.
Okay.
Something like that. I can't tell you will marry or not marry to this guy, but I can tell you, say, "Oh, how about you and this guy's relationship?"
I see. So you can't answer will you or will you not marry someone, but you can talk about their relationship and whether it's good for you, not good for you, that kind of thing?
Yeah. Like someone say, this one is good for me. Like
I can imagine that some people sit down and, they don't believe any of this.
Yeah.
Do you have some? I mean, they'll sit down at like a party or something, but they don't believe anything. Have you ever had anyone like that become a believer from what you have told them?
I met a lot of times. But I can tell you interesting things. Like one of my friends, he always has interesting, but he say, "Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it," because every time I try to calculate his problem, his question is always not good situation. So he will say, "Oh, you are not good." Speaking,
he doesn't want to believe it. I think it's scary, maybe.
Because I think he want to challenge something. But just like you say, if he really doesn't believe, I say, okay, it's up to you because your freedom.
Yeah, of course, it's an option. You can choose what you want to believe in or not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of I think I walk the line where sometimes I feel like it's kind of creepy how right it is. And yes, a little bit. Like it makes me feel like sometimes it is so right that I'm like, it's got to be magic. It's got to be true.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah, like just for example, before me and my friends we come to a very big camping, and then in that time I'm not charged because I want to become a social skill.
Right.
So I test some of people. There's one of female. He want to know her ex-boyfriends.
Oh.
She's situation.
Okay.
I just tell she. She's answer is very interesting.
Okay.
She say, "Oh, you're not correct. You're not correct." And then she's angry. And then after 10 minutes or maybe 5 minutes, she say, "Oh, you're correct." Actually. But I don't want to believe it.
I mean, I can see that. If I were her and you were telling me stuff about my exes where it really doesn't sound great, then yeah, you kind of in the beginning it's like, oh no, that can't be true, but it is. It totally is. I get it.
Yeah. Let's say, oh, he just used you like the tool. He don't really like you. He just think, oh, I'm very smart than you, so I can use you, something like that.
Yeah.
And then
it doesn't sound good, so you don't want to admit that it's true, but it very well could be true.
Every time when you in a relationship, you are in a true love. Maybe he or she is not your true love, but you spend your real mind, your real heart, and then those people hurt you because they doesn't care about you.
Yeah. All right. So as far as questions go, what is maybe your most common question, the most frequent one that people will usually ask you?
Most common question, I think it will be the relationship.
Yeah.
For the lot of male or female, they will ask, oh, how about my foreigner in the next half year?
Yeah.
Or maybe I will meet someone is good.
Mm-hmm.
Or this guy is or I will marry to she or to he.
So it's usually about love, romance.
Yeah, romance.
Okay.
I think it's 17%.
Oh wow.
It's about the romantic.
Most people, this is their most important relationship in their life, so occupies a lot of their mind. Okay. How about the weirdest question you've had?
Weird. Oh.
Anything strange?
Okay, I can tell you. But
we don't know who we're talking about.
Okay, but this is not me. It's okay.
Okay.
This guy he's talking about some plan. He want to know how about this plan, and if he want to do this plan, how will it work? But this plan is about he's become the very popular guys can have sex with a lot of people, something like that.
Okay, so he wants to become, like a ladies' man. How to do that? Is that what he's asking? Like how? Like
I think in the China we say the Sea King, Hai Wang.
Okay.
They say, oh, it can popular with a lot of different beautiful girls.
Got you. I got you.
Yeah, I got it. And they say, hey, I can make this plan. Something like that. I say, okay.
All right. Okay. I mean, hopefully it worked out for him.
I don't know because when I saw his engagement, I think, oh, for you it's a little hard.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What do you find is the most, I guess, interesting aspect of this? What do you think is the most interesting from your standpoint?
You mean this part of job was interesting? Mm-hmm. I think the most interesting is a lot of my guests if they already think that is very correct, we want to calculate these things. Those model things will not happen in right now.
Right.
It will happen in the future. But there's some of people will after tell me say, hey, it happened. It happened. It's very correct. So in that time, I was thinking, wow. They tell me say, oh, in that time you tell me what something. But actually, I don't really remember. Mm-hmm. You know that?
Well, you read so many people, of course you don't remember everyone.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So I just say, okay, but I will never into to hear their story.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always nice to hear their stories.
Yeah.
That's nice. So for someone who wants to maybe get to learn how to do this, do you have any advice?
How to learn to make the astrology talk? I think in my experience, I think the most important thing is the talent and the data.
So what do you mean by talent?
Talent is like my student. Actually, his skill is not very well. But every time he has some, when you try to calculate someone, he has some imagery in his mind.
I see.
So
he can picture things very well.
It's like when you ask me a question, right? I will do the
card spread.
A card spread, right?
Yeah.
He will see some future imagery in his mind. But for me, I was try to there's a kind of the construction is like something like that. The system is like that. I will explain like that.
Right.
But for he
will explain the picture that he sees.
He will imagine some picture, but this picture is like a talent.
Ah, I see what you mean.
Not everyone can image kind of.
Right, that's true. And what do you mean by data?
Data.
Yeah.
Data is mean that when you calculate more people, you will know more detail. Like just for example, if you do the romantic relationships, but you pick up the tower.
Oh, the tower.
And then most of the time it mean the destruction. But when they connect with the other car, maybe has a different
meaning. Right.
So, but when you test more people, more clean.
Right. Yeah, I think yes, the more you practice, the more you can read the cards because you know the cards.
Yeah. Like most of the times the people doesn't want to know your information, but his question, you already know.
Yeah.
This situation or her situation. And you say, wow, how do you know?
Right.
Because your question is already tell me, you will make that things. I know the reason.
Right.
So I will know what kind of situation now.
Right.
I think astrology also very interesting because if you use astrology, like people always very popular. Like there's a master Tang Qiyang. They will tell you, now Sagittarius is very lucky now, right?
Right.
Or the Virgos now is in a very bad situation. I just, for example, not real, right?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then, but if you want to study astrology,
all I know is everyone has a sun, a moon, and rising, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's specific, scenario, our own situation is unique. So in that way, it's interesting to see what the astrology readings come out with.
They can really know what kind of way you will made some trouble or mistake, but in where you can get your talent, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Some of people, the sun is in the part 1.
Right.
Some of in the part 6. Just for example, if in the part 1, you will have a very strong confidence because then sun is mean what kind of things you want to searching for.
Right.
It's your goal. Yeah. So that is mean the very strong will. But like moon, it's mean what kind of place you are with the security. You will feel your peace.
I see.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay. So if people want to find you for a reading, how can we find you?
Oh, yeah, every Instagram.
Okay.
Moonfire 1203. If you search my Instagram, you'll not saw too many about these things. But I will sometimes I will put in my
story
inside. Yeah.
Well, you guys heard it. If you want to find William for a reading, then please search Instagram Moonfire1203.
Oh, man,
and that's where you can find him. And yeah, maybe you don't see the tarot readings on his feed, but in the stories.
Yeah.
Cool, very good. All right, hang on. Oh no, I went to Instagram and now it won't start. I'm interested in a reading now. I'm gonna come find you on.
Yeah, in the future, you can do a calculate.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for coming in and geeking out with me, William.
Yes, thank you very much. Invite me.
Yeah, and thanks listeners for tuning into Radio Taiwan International. I'm Michelle Chang, and we'll be back next Thursday with another episode of Geek Out.